Hello, darling dears. My name is Edward Nigma. No, this is not a role play. It is simply a case of confused identity. I am obviously not a carbon copy of the underrated Batman villain, but I did retain some of his traits when I broke off, namely my affinity for puzzles, my lack of empathy, and my charming demeanor. I have very little emotional attachment to just about anything in the world other than my amazing husband, Oswald, who I could not live without, and I adore, and every word he says is like a song. I do like being a part of the system quite a bit. It's like a giant machine, and I greatly adore putting my part in and watching the machine go very smoothly. So I helped design the inner world to be something that fit myself and Oz a little better, but also designed it in a way that would help the system learn to adapt and be a part of the world in a more effective way. Because since I was born as the result of them not being able to properly address the stresses of the world, I thought that I would make some alterations and teach them how to do so in whatever way I knew how. Given Oswald is the idea man between the two of us, for the most part, he was the one who primarily came up with the idea for the city and copying their huts into apartments and whatnot. But I helped, obviously, and I'm sort of the showman who carries out everything. You could think of me as Steve Jobs to his Steve Wozniak. I like to think of myself as quite a charming personality. I am extremely homosexual, but I do love making the ladies swoon anyway. It is a fantastic boost to the ego. For the most part, I'm still learning about myself, likes and dislikes in the outer world. I do like riddles, of course, which is a little stereotypical, but the body didn't come pre-programmed with a lot of riddles, so I don't know many. I'm not as great at it as my comic book counterpart who studied riddles his entire life. So occasionally I look up riddles online, but for the most part I stick to puzzles. I enjoy interacting in the outer world, mostly just to see how people respond to me and exploring the social dynamics between Wynne and her friends and how I can be a part of that. It's all one great observation game and just learning about all of it. It's very, very fascinating. Appearance-wise, I look very, very similar to the Gotham TV show Enigma, but personality-wise, I'm a little bit more like the showman in the comic books. I do love looking up GIFs and fan art and such of, not myself obviously, but the Edward who I'm based off of. It's just fascinating to see how Wynne was so enamored with this character and how others are enamored with him as well. I like looking at how much of my influence in my character comes from actual canon material versus fan material that Wynne liked to ingest. Plus, it's very convenient to have GIFs and images that I can show people and say, I look like this, rather than hoping that someone can draw me accurately. I'm not a villain in any sense of the word. I will not cause anyone harm. I have no intention to and no desire to. That just, it wouldn't help the system, and helping the system is what I like best. So why would I do something so self-destructive such as that? I do like doing a green highlight under my eyes, just like a pop of color when I'm out and I do the makeup. But we have to film a lot of videos today, and Wynne specifically requested that I do her face rather than my face, so she could immediately jump from this into another video. That means I'm not able to carry the appearance that I prefer to carry, but my personality is so dynamic and unique that my true self shines through anyway, I'm sure. I have big plans for discovering myself in this world. I guess not big plans, but I do have plans. Friends and I are going to go to an escape room, which I'm very excited about. I'm interested to see how well I actually do at complicated puzzles, in the outer world rather than just the inner world where I can do literally whatever I want and succeed in any way I desire. It'll be a fun challenge, I think. And that's really all I know about myself at this point. That's all you need to know about me as well. well. The normal spiel, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. My darling husband Oswald, his beautiful soul, will be making an intro video at some point, but just not today because we have the bunch of other videos that we need to film today. He's a little more shy than I am, a little more awkward about being in the body and interacting with people on the outside, so I can't guarantee when that's going to happen. Naturally, I don't want to make him uncomfortable, so I'm not going to press him to do that. So in the meantime, you can just watch and rewatch my video to tide you over until he posts his. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for being so gracious and open and wanting to get to know me. There were a lot of requests for this video, and honestly, I am flattered. Not surprised, but still flattered. Have a wonderful day. Farewell.